This is the book of Psalms 119 and 100. I understand more than the agents because I keep thy precepts. Shalom to the Lord's elect out of the nation of Israel, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Wa, Raha, Quadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders out of great millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the law and the testimony, which are the prophets. And welcome back to a brief lesson going into various response videos and lessons that pertain to brothers, okay, especially in these last days, who have more knowledge, more understanding than the ancient prophets, which the ancient prophets, if you can receive the understanding of reincarnation, a Lord's will, it's us brothers, okay, us young brothers all the way to the apostles and elders, and even young brothers, okay, when I say young, okay, I'm speaking about brothers that have been in the faith for maybe a year, even a year, 2 years, okay, 5 years. And even when the elders apostles, when they came into the understanding of who they are, okay, as Hebrew Israelites, a lot of the elders came into the truth when they were about 17 years old, 18 years old, and really the average age where a brother comes into the truth, pursuing to the law, okay, is at 20 years old. And 20 years old, man, that's very, very young. Hey, I know as a testimony, when I first came into the truth, I came at 22 years old. Okay, around 22, 23, heading into that age span. But here in the law, let me go to Deuteronomy 20. Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, real quick, where it speaks about the men of war. NLT. Okay, this is Deuteronomy or Numbers, or let me get Numbers 1 and 3. It says, for 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel, thou and Aaron shall number them by their armies. See, so our ancient customs, like here in Esau's military and his kingdom is 21, give or take. When you're considered a young adult with the privileges, but during our times, okay, it was the age of 20 years old and upward, and that's very young, man. If you're a brother that's anywhere from really 12 years old, you're considered already a man. But in modern day times, if you're between 18 and 40 years old, really, okay, anything under 40, you're still young. Okay, now we understand that there's elders in age who came into the truth when they were about maybe like 45 years old, 50 years old. Hey, but they're still considered young in the spirit. That's why even young brothers understand more than the ancient prophets. And why is that? Okay, here we can read in Psalms 119 and 100, which a lot of these psalms are actual songs, but they're also prophecies. Okay, prophecies that pertain the Lord's will to us brothers who are currently in the faith reading, okay, the scriptures. So again, Psalms 119 and 100. I understand more than the agents. Right? Understand what? Understand prophecies. Understand the law. because I keep thy precepts, you see, and the reason why us young brothers, okay, and even the elders apostles, why we understand more than our forefathers, that's because the Lord blessed us. And that's here in the Gospel of Luke 10 and 24. For I tell you that many prophets and kings, now this is Yahushua speaking to his disciples, man. And 2,000 years later, how much more the modern day prophets who now have 2,000 plus years of more knowledge and more understanding than our forefathers, because we are our forefathers coming back if you can receive it. You see Luke 10, I'll start at 21. It says, in that hour Yahweh shall rejoice in spirit and said, I thank thee, O Yahweh, Lord of heaven and earth, that you have hid these things from the wise and prudent. See, because there's a lot of youngsters and elders out there in the world who might be professional athletes, singers, artists, okay, Hollywood stars, superstars. These are examples of wise and prudent men. Okay, scholars. What else? Just men of a high status, economic status, financial status. These are examples of individuals who are wise and prudent in the world. They're very respected. But, the Lord has revealed them unto babes. You see that? And who are the babes? Again, the young brothers. Okay, and again, if you were to ask or have a kind of like, I wouldn't say a census, because counting Israel as being wicked, just, but if you do like a little how can I say, kind of like asking questions amongst the brothers when they came into the truth, man, the average age where a brother or elder would tell you when they came to the truth, hey, it will be around 20, man. 20, 21, a very young age. It says, Father, for so it seemed good in thy sight. You see, that's because the Lord, that's how he ordained things to be, man. Okay, the Lord deals with the underdogs. He deals with the lowly. Okay, and just because you're lowly, you're meek, doesn't mean you're weak. Okay, because a lot of individuals out there, okay, they see young brothers in the faith who are they might be very quiet, very meek, very humble, but that doesn't mean they're weak, man. Okay, those are the strongest brothers, really. Okay, and just because you're bold, you're you're austere in the spirit when it comes into the knowledge of the truth, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're proud, man. Brothers gotta understand the difference between, okay, being meek, being humble, and being weak, and also being the difference between being bold, okay, austere, and being proud, man. These are differences. It says, all things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knoweth who the Son is but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. You see, now Yahushua was referencing himself, okay, here in verse 22, that all things are delivered. You see, all things of what? Prophecy. You see, Yahweh delivered all things, like it tells you here in Luke 1 and 3. It seemed good to me also, having had perfect understanding, you see, of all things from the very first, you see, from the beginning, man, to write unto thee in order, most excellent Theophilus. You see, and Theophilus, when you break it down, Theo, that's where you get the Greek word God, power, which is the Heavenly Father, and Philus, that's where you get the word fellow servant, which are the prophets. So when you completely break down the word Theophilus, pretty much means a friend or servant of Yahweh, Pa Hashem Yahushai. So really, the old things that are delivered unto Yahushua were the prophecies, was the 100% truth. And no man knoweth who the Son is, but the Father, you see, because the Father reveals his secrets to the Son. And now we, in these last days, we have taken part of Yahushua. When you read the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, John, the 17th chapter, goes into the prayer of Yahushua. And he to whom the Son will reveal him, and he turned him unto his disciples and said privately, you see, blessed are the eyes which see the things that ye see. You see that? So, a lot of the disciples, they understood various prophecies that pertain to the time of the Roman Empire. Okay, but a lot of them did not understand things pertaining to modern day times, like right now, the year 2023. You know, the disciples, the prophets, they saw various visions of the nuclear destruction. They saw the different examples of modern day Esau, Edom. Okay, they saw the prophecies of, you know, technology and, you know, artificial intelligence, persecution. See, but they didn't fully understand. Verse 24, for I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them. See that? So let me get another precept. Here's an example of our forefather Esdras, who was given more understanding of the prophecies of the Roman Empire, you know, because our forefather Daniel, like it tells you here, verse 11, 2nd Esdras 11 and 11. I'll start at 6. Therefore will I now beseech the highest, that he will comfort me unto the end. And I said, Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found grace before thy sight, and I am justified. And that's the spirit, man, because us young brothers and, you know, even the elders apostles, but, you know, pertaining to this lesson, you know, the young brothers, a Lord's will, we receive grace and are justified, because if you know this truth, if you know the prophecies, man, you're most likely to be found with grace and justified. You see, and how we know that Esdras was justified is here, man. He was justified, excused from his sins. That's why he was given the prophecies. Again, and I said, Lord, that bearest rule, if I have found grace before thy sight, and if I am justified with thee before many others. You see, so not only Esdras was justified, but before many others. And those many others are the prophets, man. And if my prayer indeed come up before thy face. Verse 8, comfort me then and show me thy servant. And who are the servants? The prophets, Amos 3 and 7. The interpretation and plain difference of this fearful vision, that thou mayest perfectly comfort my soul. And prophecy, man, that's very comfort. You might be catching hell. You might be going through a plague of the mind. But then the Lord he'll send a brother. Okay, in modern day times, he'll make a video or he'll post a current news event. Hey, and that gives you comfort, man, knowing that Babylon's about to be destroyed. That's one of the biggest comforts, okay, a brother can have, okay, which is a spiritual charity, man. It says, verse 9, for thou hast judged me worthy to show me the last times, man. So you young brothers out there, man, who you might feel low in the spirit. You might feel like, hey, the Lord not dealing with me. Hey, but if you understand prophecies, you understand perfectly, okay, the testimony of Yahushua, Hey, really, you're worthy. Okay, in these last days, man. Yeah, you gotta believe that. Now, again, you might have brothers that might hear this statement, and have it in their spirit. Oh, he sounds proud. He sounds arrogant. Well, it tells you right here, man. Second Ezra 12:9, for thou hast judged me worthy to show me the last time. So if you understand the prophecies of the last days, man, you're worthy, man. The Lord chose you for a reason, like we read here. Matter of fact, I have chosen you. Let me get that in the book of John 15:16. You have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever you shall ask of my Father in my name, he may give it to you. And what is that prophecy, man? The Lord has given us the prophecies, the eyesight to see the future, man. You see, this is going back to Second Ezra 12:10. And he said unto me, this is the interpretation of the vision. The eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen also in the vision of thy brother Daniel. So Daniel and Ezra, they saw the same vision of the eagle. Okay, now we understand that. Okay, there's the modern day eagle and the ancient eagle. Okay, the modern day eagle is Esau Edom. Okay, this precept here, verse 11, is not pertaining to the modern day eagle. This is going into the visions of during the time of the Caesars. Okay, the Augustus, Nero, the different Edomite kings during different lifespans of the Roman Empire. Okay, this is not speaking about America. Okay, and that's what Daniel, our forefather, saw in his various visions. He saw different beasts, you know, eagle, a lion, a leopard. But now, during the time of Esdras, those prophecies that pertain to that eagle, it was expounded even more. You see that? So verse 11 is an example of how young brothers have more understanding than the ancient prophets. It says, the eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel. But it was not expounded unto him. You see, so even Daniel had a limited amount of understanding of prophecies. And that's why there's a precept where it goes into how Daniel, just like Ezra and all the other prophets, he woke up with the headache, with a fearful spirit, with anxiety, sweating, getting nightmares. And this precept, verse 12, that applies to us brothers. You see, now the understanding of who the Roman Empire was, okay, who Esau Edom is in these last days, and what his future is now being expounded onto us. Okay, let's go into that word expounded. Expounded. It says present, put forward, set forth, to offer in advance, explain. You see that? Better explanation, describe. You see that? Discuss at length. So the Lord has given us brothers, young brothers, the explanations of the prophecies. And it tells you here, man, in Daniel 12:4, that in the last days, knowledge shall be increased. The knowledge of what? Of prophecy. And knowledge is power. So in these last days, we have been given more power, man. The power of Yahweh Shai is being amplified on his men. Every day the Lord reveals more and more things unto the young brothers, unto the elders apostles, Daniel 12 and 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book. Yeah, and when the book was sealed, man, the only power that was able to open them up was when Yahushua came on the scene. Yahushua later expounded on more prophecies, important prophecies in these last days. And because of Yahushua, that's why we're able to have this platform, okay, this truth, even to the time of the end of what Esau's kingdom, which is the modern day ego of the Roman Empire, man, the revival of the Roman Empire. And you can read that in Revelation, the 13th chapter, and Second Ezra, the 11th chapter. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. You see that? So that's why even young brothers who might just come into the truth for, hey, well, half a year, and that half a year, okay, if you're a brother that's worthy, and the Lord will start revealing you more and more of your secrets, man. Why? Because if you're of the elect, man, you were an ancient prophet in the previous times. It says, verse 12, but it was not expounded unto him, therefore now I declare it unto thee. Behold, the day shall come, that there shall rise up a kingdom upon earth, and it shall be feared above all the kingdoms that were before it, and the same shall 12 kings reign one after another. And when you keep reading, man, this pretty much goes into the different Caesars, the different Edomite kings during different times of the Roman Empire. You can read that history, okay, and in your own leisure time, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8, and verse 9. Therefore I determined to take her to live with me, knowing that she would give me good counsel and encouragement in cares and grief. Because of her, which is wisdom, which is his truth, I shall have glory among the multitudes and honor in the presence of the elders, though I am young. You see that? So this pertained first and foremost to King Solomon, which is Yahushai, but the water Yahweh Shai for giving us the true understanding, the 100% understanding of prophecy, though we are young brothers, and we're having in the spirit honor amongst the elders, man. Honor amongst our forefathers. I shall be found keen in judgment, and in the sight of rulers I shall be admired. You see? And this is going to happen really when Yahushua comes back, man, because you will have very young brothers that will come in the last minute, okay, and they'll quickly understand, the prophecies, like it tells you here in 1 John 2 and 20, but ye have an auction from the Holy One, and ye know all things. You see that? So really, if we are the Lord's elect, if we are the ancient prophets coming back, hey, we know all things, man. Okay, and that's a humble, bold statement. Okay, not a proud, arrogant, okay, weak spirit. No, man. It's gotta be, very confident that you are in the best position to know all things, man. But again, Lord's will. Jeremiah 33 and 3, call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. You see, and that's only for the elect, man. The elect will call upon Yahweh Shema Shai in their prayer, acknowledge him, and the Lord's gonna show, okay, young brothers, elders, apostles, mighty things, man. And those are prophecies, and that's real power, man. And with that, just quick lesson. Young brothers, even young brothers understand more than the ancient prophets. Okay, and you can see that through, brothers' spirit, the way they study, the way they're, breaking down scriptures, and the way they're understanding more and more precepts as we head into the day of Yahushua, man. And with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to say shalom.